All right, bam. So we lost it all. Our homestead is a wreck. All our food is gone. And on top of that, the starts that we had for our fall growing have all died. So we pretty much start with a blank slate. And we got to get it back together. So today we're out looking for some starts. All right, so my wife loves broccoli. And we found out that the leaves are really tasty also. So we kind of prefer eating the leaves of the broccoli over greens. So we're going to make sure we plant a lot of broccoli, make sure they grow big and small, and nice and healthy, so we can get the leaves off them and them big, delicious heads of broccoli. So it's definitely one that's coming home with us. I think we are going to grow a few greens. If nothing else, we can go ahead and freeze dry them and pot them. So my wife can garnish some of our dishes with them. They do work really well that way. You don't cook them, you just freeze dry them, and then crush them, and then you can sprinkle them over your food. Get your greens in, don't even know it. All right, fam. So we're back in the garden, and man, these shorter days are really taking a toll on my productivity. It just seems like there's not enough time in the day to get everything done. So of course, after the storm, I had a lot of cleanup to do. I had to worry about getting some food in the house for me and my wife because we lost thousands of dollars worth of food. My garden was destroyed and a lot of my trees were decimated. So here we are starting anew. Now, this is a bad thing, but not necessarily for the people who follow us that are new to gardening and would like to know how to get started with a garden. Okay, so I like to grow in beds. One reason is I can control the soil and how good or bad it is. It's easily amended while I was in beds, and I can water and make sure everything gets everything it needs. Of course, there are going to be some differences this time. I consider myself more of a rebel gardener, more than a technical gardener, but as time goes on, you must advance in your knowledge and the things that you do. So y'all have seen me grow some amazing vegetables and fruit in my garden. So I don't have a problem with the actual growing of anything. All right. But I realized after having these conversations is if you grow a stronger plant, you have less pest problems because pests prefer to eat weak plants. So if you make sure your plants are strong, pests will prefer to bypass that so they can actually go and find something that's easier to eat. So today, I am going to do something a little different to what I've been doing, and that is micronutrients. All right, yeah. So being that I was a rebel gardener, I never really thought about going in and get my soil tested. Now, I know that's a good thing to do, but I just never did it. All right, so the good thing about getting your soil tested, you can tell what you lacking in your soil. If you make sure your soil is optimal, then the plants you grow will be stronger. Your plants are stronger, you have less issue with pests, which means more food for you and your family. Salt is vital to life. It's vital to life in humans, plants, and animals, in the minerals in salt. Now, when I say salt, I mean real salt, not salt that has been played with, salt that they have leached all the vital nutrients out of. You need a salt that has all those micronutrients in it so your plant can actually grow strong. So we all know about the major nutrients, the N, P, and K, the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. We know about those, but do we know about all the micronutrients? So in a plant, the micronutrients will be things like boron, chloride, copper, iron, magnesium, nickel, and zinc. You know, all those things are very important. If you don't get your soil tested, you don't know whether or not your soil is lacking in any of these things, and your plants actually need them to grow. All right, so let's see. And I'm gonna bring y'all along with me while these plants grow, and we're gonna see if there's a difference. All right, I'm curious myself because being a rubber gardener, you just believe that I do the bare minimum and I can get the results that I need. Now, since I've been successful, you know, I'm thinking I'm doing everything right, but could it be done better? Yeah, I do have pest problems because there's a bunch of pests in my area because we're in the South. It's hot. I got water next to my house. Micronutrients. Not only do your plants need them, you need them. Your animals need them. So when your ground is deficient in it, your plants don't get strong. When your body is deficient in it, your body don't get strong. When your animals are deficient in it, they don't get strong. That means we get sick. We get sicker, easier, You know, our bones don't grow like they're supposed to. Our muscles don't grow like they're supposed to. And we have a weaker immune system. So therefore we get sick more. So I'm going to introduce some of this into my soil. And I'm just using a pretty long season. I pay attention to them every year. So I know what they generally do. Let's see what they do after I add some micronutrients. I put a whole lot of rabbit manure in my beds. And do your research. Rabbit manure is an excellent source of NPK. It's probably one of the best when it comes to animal manure. If you know a rabbit farmer and you have the opportunity to purchase some rabbit manure from him or her, do so. I mean, it is great. It's amazing. I use it every year. And this is one of the reasons why I never have an issue with growing. We're going to see if we can grow better. That's what we're going to do. All right. So now that these beds, I got at least 3 inches of rabbit manure on top of these beds. I am in a rush to get my broccoli growing because my wife loves broccoli and I have learned to love it as well. So guys, I'm not going to put a ton of this in, but I am going to continuously, maybe monthly. I'm going to have to do some more research on how often I should do this, but I'm going to keep on putting this down. So I want to make sure my plants have all the amazing nutrients that they need. And then I'm going to backfill it some. That way, the roots will have to grow down to the micronutrients. All right. So as it grows and the roots spread, the roots should get those nutrients that I put down for it. So guys, if you're brand new to growing, I really suggest, you know, you don't follow my lead by being a rebel, because if you want the best opportunity to get the best growth, you wanna go ahead and get your soil tested. Take all the guesswork out of all this. And as y'all can see me putting these starts in, it is really simple, guys. You know, we went to our local feed and seed and we purchased some starts. Our starts that we started from seed, which one we prefer to do because we know they're strong. We know how they've been treated, and we never have a problem with them doing what they're supposed to do once we get them to grow. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get some stuff put in this bed. And what I'm thinking about is some cabbages, collard greens, probably some of the leftover broccoli. All right, so there's a lot of life in your soil, and digging it up will destroy it. So what I want to do is preserve all the life and nutrients in my soil, add more to it, and see exactly what happens. And if this makes me a better grower, it will also make you a better grower.
It's tropical, a place to SoilFamily, and now we know they take a seed and make it grow. Blacktropical, Savannah's own melody. There was a man, he had a plan, his name was Bobby. He met this girl, she changed his world, her name was Sherry. They got together and made a home. They took us in now. We are tropical, a place to SoilFamily. And now we know they take a seed, make it grow. Blacktropical.
All right, fam. So I got a couple of heads of butterhead lettuce planted in the veggie pods. Now that I have that done, I'm going to plant some outside the veggie pod so I can see the difference in what they do inside the pod versus out in the open. So guys, you know, if you're interested in the results of that, make sure you stay tuned, because I will bring y'all along the way as our plants do what they need to do. All right, so you can know what's a good idea for you and yours.
Now we know they take a seed, make it grow. Blacktropical.